everyone, it's Feedback Friday, the show where we talk about your songs and what we can learn from them. If you want to submit one of your own songs, go to facebook.com/holisticsongwriting and post a SoundCloud link there. I hope to see you next week. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Hello, my Holistic Songwriters. This is Friedemann from Holistic Songwriting, and you're watching Feedback Friday. The first of 3 episodes. The other 2 are going to be released throughout the week. I've decided it doesn't really make sense to all bundle them up on one day, so now we're going to have a Feedback Friday. Today, we're going to have one on, I guess, Monday and one on Wednesday. The first thing that we're going to look at this week is Pelle Ekblad's The Best Thing I Ever Had, and let's check it out.
I read the news today. It said you went away. What's the point of reaching out? You said hello to me, and you said goodbye to me, and we're never getting back.
Just until here, because now the chorus is gonna come in. What I really like about that is that the form is not blocks of 4, which is the usual thing. Obviously, we have, blocks of 4 or blocks of 8 bars for every section. But here, 5 bars or something before we get to the chorus. I think that's awesome, that Pelle is doing something a little bit unusual, but the way he's introducing it, it doesn't really sound unusual. What I do think would be a really cool thing to do here, Pelle, would be to add a little bit of a drum fill or something that kind of leads a little bit more into the chorus, because it's a cool verse, but it could have a little bit more tension going towards the chorus. And that could just be, as I said, just a little drum fill, or your voice goes up, the melody goes up a little bit, something like that. Just something that leads us a little bit more into the chorus. And then the next thing that I really like about your song is actually your chorus. Let's listen to that one.
Can make it if I want it. I just follow the sun. I don't need no secret love songs on the radio.
It's catchy. It's a nice melody. It kind of reminds me of like Wet Us and all those bands. For me, that works. A couple of small suggestions. I'm gonna play what I would have written. Something that's just a little bit simpler and maybe a little bit more elegant. You decide. I can make it if I want it. I just follow the sun. I don't need no secret love songs to carry me on. I don't need to recover from the cracks that you made. Baby, you're the best thing I ever had. Something like that. Again, just a little bit simpler. Has that little rhyme, sun, and what did I sing? I don't know. I sang something. But like the first 2 lines rhyme, which makes it a little bit simpler, a little bit more elegant. And I really like your chorus. I mean, it's just, maybe it could be a little bit simpler. And whenever I have a cool chorus, and I have that with a band that I'm writing for right now, actually. I was talking to the original songwriter. We're kind of writing on it together. I said, I really like your chorus, but I'm gonna go back on it and work on it some more, because I think there might be a version that is just as good, but simpler. Because you have a good chorus doesn't mean it couldn't be better, or that there's another version of that chorus, which is where you like, oh yeah, that's fine, I don't really care, but it's more elegant. I also wrote down drums. The drums in your track are kind of a little bit of a problem. I don't want to talk about that too much right now. The drums really kind of don't really sound as though a real drummer would play it. Starting with the patterns, then you got the programming and the samples. All of that doesn't really work together for me. But I have a program coming out on that soon. Maybe you've seen it on my Facebook page, How to Groove. So I'm not going to ramble about that forever, because if you're interested in that kind of stuff, then, get the program. But some other things. I've noticed your vocal pitch sometimes is off a little bit. And you sent me 2 songs, and the other song that was even more apparent, where your vocals were kind of really off. 2 words, auto-tune. I'm kind of kidding a little bit. Obviously, the best thing is to record it until you got it. And I do that shamelessly all the time, because I'm not a great singer, I mean, I can kind of sing on pitch, but if something is off pitch, and there are some registers, like especially right between chest voice and head voice, like there, it's tough for me to keep in tune sometimes. And then I'll just record it over and over again until I got it. Really, that's my secret. But I also don't shy away from autotune. Like, if I have done that, and then I'll also use a little bit of autotune just to, make it sit a little bit nicer in the mix. The next thing that I have on my list here is your bridge, if you want to call it that. I always call it a naked chorus, the sort of the stripped out version of your chorus, which is what I'm going to play it in just a second. But what I don't like about this part is how the part before it doesn't really build up to that drop, right? You just have that kind of solo, which I like, by the way. That's the kind of solo that I like. But then that solo just ends and we're in the naked chorus, which is, to me, it's just kind of a letdown. Like, it doesn't sound like a cool, dramatic moment, which is, I think, what you want it to be. What you could do, for example, would be to like really build up to that moment when we have that drop with like a or something like that, or not even a crash on the one, just like and then it takes out all that energy. So something like that I think would work better here. Let's listen to what you have.
I can make it if I want it. I just follow the sun. I don't need no secret love songs on the radio.
I also think that synth that you're using, or it's some kind of organ that I hear in the right speaker, I would personally take that out. I think it would be stronger if it was just your vocals and your guitar. Listen to this again.
I can make it if I want it. I just follow the sun. I don't need...
I would take that out. Really, it should just be guitar and vocals. Another big problem that I see in your song is that your last chorus doesn't build enough onto what's before that. Almost the second entire half of your song is just your chorus repeated over and over again. And I don't mind that because I like your chorus. I like that you're repeating that last line. Baby, you're the best thing I ever had. I like that you're repeating that at some point. I would like to see a little bit more of that because you're just repeating it once. I could totally see that happening, 2 or 3 times, because that is a cool line and that's your title of your song. What I like to hear for your last chorus, though, is you going up in melody. So it would be something like this.
I can make it if I want it. I just follow the sun. I don't need no secret love songs on the radio. I don't need to recover from the cracks that you made. Baby, you're the best thing I ever had.
Baby, you're the best thing I ever had. So you could repeat that even more. That was just me improvising a second voice over it. I mean, I'm sure you can write something a little bit cooler and something that follows the melody a little bit better. So lift up that last chorus, because I really think it's kind of, it doesn't have what it should have. Anyways, that was my feedback. Thank you for sending in your song. I do really like it. I hope that was clear from my review. Leave me a comment saying whether you liked it or not, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.